This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flow's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flow's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flow retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
It's Tuesday, May 10, and time for your Barbados Today afternoon update. I'm Kmar Jordan. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour, a male employee of Sol narrowly escaped serious injury after the oil tanker he was driving overturned at Constant Roundabout in St. George this morning. Power supply has been cut to the area, and emergency personnel are still on the scene. Our Fenella Weatherburn has this live report.
Thanks, Kema. Well, it has been over 4 hours now since that Sol 14-wheeler overturned on its left side at Constant Roundabout. That accident, police officials tell Barbados Today, occurred around 7:15 a.m. when the truck was coming from Berkeley going into the St. George area around the roundabout. Currently, engineers from Sol are on the scene. They're trying to hook up a pump to the truck to drain it of its gas into another 14-wheeler that's on the scene. Earlier, fire officials and workers from MTW were busily packing sand around the truck to prevent any further gas or oil from leaking onto the road. It's not a big oil spill, but they were taking all precautions, that is, to ensure that everyone on the scene is safe. After the truck is drained of its oil, we're told that a crane from Heinz Transport will come in and try to turn the tanker back onto its wheel. Reporting from Constant Roundabout in St. George, Fenella Wedderburn, Barbados Today.
Thanks, Fenella. In other news at this hour, the debate is underway on the no-confidence motion brought by the opposition Barbados Labour Party. It was just after 9 this morning when MPs from both sides of the House of Assembly began making their way into Parliament. From there, our Emmanuel Joseph now reports.
Everybody was seeing red this morning in and around Parliament Buildings Yard as opposition Barbados Labour Party MPs and their supporters assembled in their party colours, seemingly battle-ready for the debate that would precede today's no-confidence motion in the Friendly-Stewart administration. While government MP after government MP arrived and headed straight up the steps of the House of Assembly, some briefly pausing to engage in pleasantries, several opposition parliamentarians gathered behind closed doors in the nearby official opposition office. Under a sun-drenched sky and with an air of anticipation, opposition leader Mia Motley soon emerged at around 10:10 a.m. at the head of her team that comprised Cynthia Bradshaw alongside her, followed by Cynthia Ford, with Dwight Sutherland and Colonel Jeffrey Bostick side by side, and Wilfred Abrams, a member of the Senate, bringing up the rear from a distance. Notably absent at this time were Dale Marshall, George Payne, and Ronald Toppin. Edmund Hinkson and Glenn Clark arrived about 10 minutes later. Embattled opposition MP for Christchurch West, Dr. Maria Eargard, arrived separately and went through the side entrance to Parliament, while former opposition leader Owen Arthur, who came from the direction of the opposition office, was also on his own but took the front entrance to the House. Among the government MPs arriving before the Parliament bell rang to signal the start of proceedings were Mr. Friendly-Stewart, Minister of Agriculture Dr. David Estwick, Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair, and Minister of Health John Boyce. Minister of Transport Michael Lashley showed up about 10 minutes later. Security was tight, and party supporters who were not attending the sitting from the public gallery were kept behind barriers on the outside of the Parliament Buildings Yard. Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
Thank you, Manny. Intervene and bring order to the school system. That's the appeal made to Prime Minister Friendly-Stewart by opposition leader Mia Motley, leading off debate in Parliament today on the no-confidence motion in the government. Ms. Motley warned that it's the children who are suffering as a result of the current impasse between the Barbados Union of Teachers and the Ministry of Education. In this regard, she chastised teachers for conducting school business in the press, saying it was wrong and it must stop. Motley also charged that the leadership of the Ministry of Education, including Education Minister Ronald Jones, who she says is trained in labor relations, must take their fair share of blame for failing to adequately communicate with teachers.
I believe that the minister has the right to be able to intervene and to get certain things right that ought not to be the subject of public discussion. And I may have problems with the minister, but I want to say this from this floor. I do not support the conduct of school business or infractions or disagreements in the media. I do not support it. It is wrong. It must stop. There can be no school or any student in Barbados that can benefit from the conduct of a breakdown in relations between a parent and a teacher or a teacher and a child in the media of this country. And all of us who can influence it by speaking out against it ought to do so. Now I say that, but that does not mean that there ought not to be communication between the ministry and the union, or the ministry and the teachers, or the ministry and the parents.
The opposition leader further lamented that in 2016, the country's education sector is in a state of drift and decay. In fact, she said the present state could best be summed up as a combustion of confusion that is both unfortunate and unruly.
From the parents, to the teachers, to the unions, to the children, to the ministry. And it is almost incomprehensible to me that the state of education could exhibit such drift and decay in a Barbados of 2016.
Motley also said that founding Father Errol Barrow would be unhappy with what the ruling DLP has done in dismantling free tertiary education. Government is finding it difficult to source jobs for Barbadians who are desirous of working overseas. Labour Minister Dr. Esther Barsuku warns that Canada and the United States are looking within to fill positions within their hospitality sector. She also says Barbadians can no longer go to the United Kingdom in droves like they did before. She was speaking on the draft National Human Resource Development Policy for Barbados during a breakfast meeting this morning.
If we can keep up and help Barbadians to realize their dreams, we will see more jobs, we will see a decrease in unemployment, we will see wealth or prosperity and a decrease in poverty. We will achieve or come closer to achieving an equitable and just society. We will see creativity with a wider range of goods and services being produced and offered. We will see increased productivity, and we will be able to achieve global competitiveness. All those lofty goals that we do want for ourselves and our nation.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
To Antigua now, where the Bishop of St. John says no to abortion for pregnant women who contract Zika. Bishop Kenneth Richards says abortion is simply not an option for the institution, and he's advising couples that they should either take the necessary precautions or follow the message of prevention by health authorities. On the international front, United States President Barack Obama is to visit Hiroshima this month. He will be the first serving American president to travel to the Japanese city since it was hit by a U.S. nuclear bomb in 1945. The visit forms part of an Asian tour from May 21st to 28th that will also take him to Vietnam. Some 140,000 people were killed in the Hiroshima bombing on August 6, 1945, along with a second bombing in Nagasaki that is credited with ending World War II. However, in a statement, the White House said there will be no apology for the bombings. It only said that the president will make an historic visit to Hiroshima, with Prime Minister Shinzo Abe expected to highlight his continued commitment to pursuing peace and security in a world without nuclear weapons. And on that note, we end our afternoon update. But be sure to join us on our website at www.barbados.bb, or subscribe to our e-paper email updates, or like us on Facebook for the very latest news and sports. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay in a supermarket or a gas station near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Kmar Jordan. Have a fabulous afternoon and be back here this evening.